It's time once again for another trailer reaction apocalypse. And today I actually have a trailer reaction apocalypse about the apocalypse. That's wordplay. Yes, folks, San Diego Comic-Con has come and gone, and like every year when it comes around, it has given us a ton of trailers. And some of them were official, and some of them I had to acquire through other means. Yo ho ho. But if you've watched my channel before, then you know that whenever there are too many trailers for me to put into one video, I do my trailer reaction apocalypse, in which I try and cover all of them at once. And I don't think this will be a jumbled mess. Could be wrong. Okay, the first trailer that I gotta talk about is the new Fantastic Four trailer, which oddly enough didn't even come out at Comic-Con. It came out like 2 days after Comic-Con, which is suspicious. If you had it ready to go and there was a Fantastic Four panel, why did you not show it at your Fantastic Four panel? It makes me think that you guys don't have confidence in this thing. It makes me think that you were like, we can't show this to these nerds, they're gonna kill us. Just shove it out there when nobody's looking. When everybody is looking over there at that new Suicide Squad trailer, just shove it out there. Just when no one's looking. And yes, we have all heard about the choices going on behind the scenes of this Fantastic Four movie. We've heard about all the weird scheduling problems that went on behind it, and all the producer notes behind it. But I gotta be honest with you, this is the best trailer they put out so far. This trailer, if this was your first trailer, it would have made me far more excited for this film than I have been so far. Because this film, yeah, the biggest problem with this movie so far is that it does not look like a Fantastic Four movie. I have said this numerous times that this looks like they had a script for something else completely, and then they're like, we're about to lose the rights to this thing, just slap a rock dude in there and call it Fantastic Four, and that never turns out good. Ever. Especially when you're dealing with Fantastic Four, they kind of have a history of that sort of thing. But looking at this trailer makes me think this actually could be a Fantastic Four movie. A very different Fantastic Four movie, but it looks like they are actually going, no. Here are the core things that make the Fantastic Four who they are, and we're going to hold on to them. And I'll tell you what I mean, is one line in there in which they say, we're family. The moment they say that, I was like, that's the magic word. That is like making a Spider-Man film in which nobody ever says responsibility in there. Family is the key thing that the Fantastic Four is, and in this, when they say, we're a family, I was like, oh, someone working on this movie actually gets it! And just going down the list of them, Mr. Fantastic looks okay. I didn't see a lot of the Invisible Woman in here, no pun intended, and that has me a little bit nervous because the rumor going around is that apparently she only shot like 2 weeks worth of stuff before she had to leave, which makes me wonder how much of this movie she's actually going to be in. So those two are still in the wait and see territory. But the Thing, we actually see him throwing some punches, which is good in here because he is a brawler. We still haven't heard him talk, which the weird thing is, the guy who is playing Johnny Storm and Susan Storm's dad has such a cool, deep, gravelly voice that there's a moment in here where he starts talking off camera and I went, oh my god, the Thing sounds amazing in this movie. Oh wait, that was actually just a normal dude.
You promised me you wouldn't use my kids as weapons.
Okay, well, the Thing has to step his game up because if the Thing doesn't sound as cool as that guy, you got a problem. But here's my biggest problem with the Thing so far is his thing. Why did you not give that brother pants? Seriously. Why does he, I don't even have a joke to follow that up with. Why does he not have pants? This is Superheroes 101. Put on a costume. This is, I know that they're like, well, you know, he's a big rock creature. He doesn't need clothes. He's still anthropomorphic. Give him some freaking pants. He's not like a Disney character that can just walk around sans pants. No, he still is around all these other human-like figures. All of them wearing clothes. Then you have a human-like figure just stand there, just no pants. It looks weird, man. I know this is coming out in like 2 months. You gotta get like 500 guys working on this movie right now, and all of them just specialize in making CG pants. That is it. But we also see some more of Johnny Storm, and Johnny Storm is far more scientific in this one. Like, he actually is a scientist, which in the comics he was never a scientist, but he is still jokey. He is still jokey, he is still cocky, he is still, no pun intended, hot-headed. And I was like, that's the Human Torch. When we were hearing all those casting rumors going around and when we saw the actual cast, everybody was like, what on earth are you thinking? except for Michael B. Jordan as Human Torch. That was the one thing that gave me hope in this, because if you just came up to me and I didn't even know they were making a Fantastic Four movie and you said, who should be Human Torch? Michael B. Jordan would be in my top 3, okay? And looking at this trailer, yeah man, he is acting like the Human Torch. He is nailing it. He's nailing it so well that if this movie tanks, and it tanks so badly that Marvel Studios comes in and goes, okay, we're going to try and buy that back from you, and Fox is finally willing to give it up, I really hope that Marvel goes, and we're keeping Michael B. Jordan. Now, I still don't know about Doctor Doom. The whole point of this last trailer was to finally give us some more stuff about Doctor Doom, to finally see him in action, and he's throwing around a lot of mystical powers, which is good, which is cool. I would like to see Doom using more tech, but, you know, you can't have everything. I don't know how I feel about the way he looks, because he looks like walking beef jerky. He looks like if you took all the bandages off of Boris Karloff's mummy, that would be this Doctor Doom. And the thing is, that could be cool because he is disfigured, so it's like, alright, yeah, I can see how you're going with that. But at the same time, he looks so weird, I don't know if I want to watch that on screen for 2 hours. Granted, I won't know until I actually have watched that on screen for 2 hours, so I'm still leaving my judgment completely open on that. But it has me in that iffy stage. So all in all, this Fantastic Four trailer, way better than any of the other ones. Actually has me more excited for this thing than any of the other ones. Maybe it was smart for them to save this one for the end, because it has me actually going, when does this come out? I'm gonna look forward to that now. Although actually, before I go on, is there any way to edit a cautious in front of that looking forward to it? Because let's be serious here. I still know all that stuff that happened behind the scenes in the making of this thing, alright? Nothing is going to make me forget that. Okay, next up, let's move away from the comic books for a second, because I want to talk about Ash versus Evil Dead. They've been trying to bring the Evil Dead back forever, and I don't just mean that reboot they did a few years ago. No, I mean they've been trying to bring Ash specifically back for a long time. Like, they were like, oh, we're gonna have a crossover between this new Evil Dead and the old Evil Dead. We're going to have Evil Dead 4 Apocalypse, which is him in the post-apocalyptic world. No, we're gonna have him be in his own, like, made-for-Netflix series. All these rumors have been going on for years. This is the one that finally stuck. Him getting a show on, I want to say HBO? No, that wasn't it. Hulu? No, they wouldn't do that. Sundance? I think it started with an S? Maybe that was it? No, it's not Stars. Get that out of here. Oh, well, it'll come back to me. But yes, after all this time, it's happening. Ashley Williams, the Slayer of Deadites, is back. And watching this trailer made me feel like a kid again. Which raises an important question. Why was I watching Evil Dead when I was a kid? My parents really should have been paying attention to that. No, don't get me wrong, I will flat out admit I'm an Evil Dead fanboy, but that doesn't mean I flat out love this thing. The humor's good. I like the humor. Ash is great. I dug that. The Deadites, man, it looks like they just got the same people to come back and work on this. Like, that looked exactly like the old movies, and I love those old movies. But some of the jokes didn't quite land. Like, they kept making fun of how old Ash was, and some of them, you know, at the beginning when he's trying to fit into the girl, it's like, alright, that's pretty good. You know, we saw something similar in The Incredibles, but hey, you know, you can repeat jokes. And yeah, I enjoyed that, made me laugh. But then there gets to a point in which he's putting in false teeth, and I'm like, brother, you're not the Crypt Keeper. You're not 90, alright? You're still good. You know, you can still chew solid foods. And I will say, so far, I don't really like the 2 supporting characters that they gave him. I mean, it's a trailer. I'm sure when I watch the show, I will grow to love them throughout the series. But let's just say that when Lucy Lawless popped up, I went, oh, thank God, there's another person he's going to be teaming up with. Okay, time to talk about all the stuff that DC is doing. First thing I gotta talk about is the Vixen trailer. Oh my gosh, I've been looking forward to this so much because Vixen is a great character, but she's so unknown that I never thought she was going to get her time in the spotlight. So it's amazing that this is happening, period. But when I watch this, it just reminded me of Young Justice. And I know it's just because the animation is the same. But man, that show was great. So the fact that they're getting the animators back on, it says to me, they're like, okay, we recognize the talent in that show. We're gonna try and transfer that on over. And we had all heard that she was supposed to exist within the Flash Arrow television universe, but I've been wondering exactly how deeply they were going to try and merge it. So when you see that not only Flash and Arrow are going to actually guest star in this and actually confront her, which was awesome, but when Cisco from Flash shows up and he even gives her her name just like he does to all the characters in Flash, it was like, okay, wow, you were definitely treating her like she is an equal character within this television universe. And that's great. And I love The Flash. I do. That show tells me that DC gets it. That someone working at DC is like, this is how we do a superhero TV show. And that's great. I love it. And the special effects on that thing are amazing. But you still can't get superheroes 100% correct like you can in a cartoon just yet. Like, just because special effects haven't reached that level yet, especially for television. But with a cartoon, sky's the limit. And when you see her in this trailer running out there in the Sahara with all those animals behind her, I was like, you couldn't do that on television. No CGI could take you to a completely different country and have all those animals behind you. No matter how good your Gorilla Grodd looked in Flash, you couldn't do that. And this is great because it tells me that this is going to be a world-spanning thing. This is going to have her going all over the planet. And I am hyped. I am so looking forward to this. Okay, so you guys know I'm looking forward to Vixen. You know I love the Flash TV show. You guys know that I love DC, right? You know that I got a soft spot for DC, okay? Just remember that, because now it's time to talk about the 2 other trailers that DC put out there. Okay, the Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. I already did a trailer reaction video to that. You can see it right there. I made that its own special one because that was so big I had to dedicate a whole video to it. So watch that. My opinions still really haven't changed. However, there's a couple of things that I didn't talk about in that one that I will just go over right now. First thing is, I can't believe I didn't mention in that video Ben Affleck's Batman. I completely forgot to bring that up. And yeah, man, we were all kind of like, oh, what's gonna happen with this? This trailer gives me hope. This does, because I think he did a great job in that trailer. In that trailer, I was like, man, you have got that, like, Bruce Wayne stare down. You have got that, I am seriously gonna go and kick some ass look to you. And yeah, you buy that he is in pain. You buy that he is a man determined and possessed by a fury that kind of goes to psychotic levels. Batman's crazy, you guys know that, right? But, man, he looks like he's nailing it. So, way to go, Ben Affleck. I am looking forward to your Batman. Awesome. Superman, on the other hand, I didn't even notice this when I watched the trailer. Someone had to point this out to me, but he doesn't say a freaking word in this trailer. And that was one of my problems with Man of Steel, is that I could count how many lines of dialogue Superman has in his own movie without having to take my shoes off.
This has been Aaron's Folks' Southern Expression of the Day. Yeehaw!
Man of Steel was nothing but other people coming up to Superman and telling him who he's supposed to be, and I get it, I do, I understand. It was his origin story, it was a story about him figuring out who he was and trying to find his place in the world. I get it, I understand. This ain't that movie. That was that movie. This is not that movie. This is the movie after he's figured that out. This is the movie after he's gone on and he's like, okay, I now know who I am. Why is he still not allowed to talk? Does Henry Cavill only have like 10 minutes of an American accent every single day that he can use, and once he's used it all up, he's just gotta be like, well, guess I used all that up now. How about you just read the rest of my lines to me? You know those lines where I was gonna say who I am? You just say that back to me. It'll work out just fine. How's that? By the way, I realized that was an Australian accent. I'm not an actor. And here's another big concern that I have with this movie. When I was watching that trailer, I was like, why does Superman have armed guards around him? Why does he have his own army with armbands around with his symbol on it? Why does he have guys with guns going around shooting people? And a lot of people point out to me, I think that's Luthor. And that actually makes a lot of sense to me. The idea that Luthor might be manipulating Superman. They might be manipulating Superman and that he's the one running this army. That actually makes a lot of sense. However, I think that's a bad way to go with the story, and I'll tell you why. This movie is going to open up with everybody pointing at Superman and going, yeah, that stuff that happened in the last movie? What the fudge was that? Seriously, it looked to us like you just destroyed a major metropolitan city. I don't know if we can trust you. I don't know if you're good. And as I point out, I am glad that they are bringing that up. However, if throughout this movie, it's all about how Luthor is manipulating Superman to do his evil bidding, when is Superman going to get redeemed? That's not going to make anybody trust Superman. Shouldn't there be an arc to this? Why are you just going to take Superman and push him further back down? Now, there's 2 possible options for this. The first being that Superman is being manipulated by Luthor by just words alone. That Luthor is just telling him the right things and is getting Superman to do all these evil things. And if that's the case, why on earth does it make me like Superman? It doesn't. It makes me look at Superman like, you're the most powerful person on the planet. And you were just being easily manipulated by this evil douchebag over here? Why on earth does that make me trust you? By the way, why is Luthor dressed like that? Is it just me, or is he dressed weird? He dressed like a lounge act from some crummy disco back in the 70s. Is it just me? Or the other option is that Luthor is using the kryptonite on him to either manipulate him mentally, or that's just putting so much pain on Superman that he has no choice but to follow these orders. And okay, understandable then, he's being controlled, and then Batman has to race in, although then it's no longer a Batman Superman film, then it's just a Batman movie about Batman having to stop the most powerful person on the planet, which, let's be honest, all the people we're looking for in this movie, that's all you want to see in the first place. Like, if you did a poll of all the people who you want to see win this fight, I guarantee you it's 80% Batman. Easily. But here's my problem with that explanation, which is that in the beginning we see Bruce Wayne and he's running into the wreckage and he's seen all his destruction from the ground floor, and I even said in that little trailer recap thing that I did, I think maybe Bruce had a new family, maybe he had a wife and kids, and they were in that building when it collapsed. And if that happens, that happened when Superman was not being controlled by anything. So how's that conversation going to go at the end of the film? Alright, so I saved you from Luthor. I freed you from his control. So you're perfectly fine now, all that evil, malicious stuff, that was not you, right? No, not at all. That's not what I stand for in any way, shape, or form. I would never do anything like that. Trust me, I am here to fight for truth, justice, and the American way. I'm an ambassador of peace. You can fully trust me. So what about when you were fighting Zod and you completely destroyed Metropolis, including my building? Was that Luthor too? Oh no, that was completely me. But I was totally new. It was like my first day on the job. You understand. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this thing. Watch the video right there. It'll explain the rest of my feelings about it, but yeah, I don't know. Let's just go into the next trailer, which I'm sure I will agree with everyone on, and this will be far less controversial. Okay, everyone has lost their collective fudge over this Suicide Squad trailer. So, before I go on, I'll just say the positives. I will just say the positives that I feel about this. Amanda Waller, Viola Davis. Perfect. She nailed it. She was perfect for this. She's in like the top 2 choices for this. She was of course going to be perfect in this role. Way to go. I think she's gonna be great. She looks great in this trailer. I think she's doing a wonderful job. Way to go. Positives over. I'm just kidding, that's not the only positive in this. However, all the other positives I have for this is basically just how the characters look. And I already went over that when they revealed the set photo. There's a link to that video. This is a link-heavy episode that I'm doing. Anyway, get that out here. But yeah, aside from just how the characters look, there really isn't anything in this trailer. Like, people have been freaking out going, oh, this is everything that I want in a movie. It's just stills. It's a PowerPoint presentation. That's all that this really is. But I'm not criticizing it because this was a Comic-Con trailer. It was a Comic-Con trailer, meaning it was meant only for the people at Comic-Con. Batman vs. Superman, that one was meant for the world. They gave that out to Comic-Con and then they immediately put it out there to everyone else. This one got leaked, and as soon as it got leaked, Warner Brothers was just like, alright, let's just put it out there anyways. So it went out there, and when you watch this, like I said, this was solely meant for all the comic book fans to be able to go, oh my god, that's what Killer Croc is going to look like. Oh my god, that's the voice that Harley Quinn is going to have. Because really nothing is in this. There is nothing in this. We don't see anybody doing any cool stunts. There is no really cool lines of dialogue. In fact, that's kind of a big problem that I have with this trailer, is that you have a trailer with Harley Quinn and the Joker in it, and there's no memorable lines in this. There is no great, hilarious lines of dialogue. I know you're trying to be serious and really dark and gritty with this, and I understand it's Suicide Squad. You should be. However, it's Harley Quinn and the Joker, man. You gotta make us laugh at some point in time. Even if it's dark humor, even if it is a line that makes us laugh and then immediately feel really bad for doing it, you gotta have something in there. And Harley Quinn has no good lines of dialogue in here. It's all just like, are you with the devil? And, you know, her licking a bar in prison. Oh, whatever. Oh, God. They've turned her into just that weird kooky chick at the bar. The one who's desperate to get attention. That's not my Harley Quinn. And as for the Joker, hey, listen. Jared Leto, I fully believe he can play this character. And those eyes on him, damn, he's got Joker eyes. He really does. He looks great in there. Minus the grill. Get the grill off him. The grill is stupid. Take that out. Get the guys who are putting pants on the thing to come in and CG out the grill. But as good as he looks, and the voice, man, he's got a great voice for this. He's nailing that voice. But the line he delivers at the end is the, I'm not gonna kill ya. I'm just gonna really, really hurt ya. And I get it. You're trying to make him total psychopath. You're trying to make him such a total psychopath. My problem is, you made him such a total psychopath, you took away some of the stuff that makes him the Joker, and now he's just kind of a cliche psychopath. Again, I'm solely basing this on just what they showed us in that trailer, but yeah, it makes me think that they're going to have a really kind of like watered down Joker. It's going to be like a very murder heavy, laughs light Joker, which, you know, you can have both. You can have laughs and murder. That's the weirdest sentence I've ever said in one of my videos. But yeah, as I said, the reason I don't really have an opinion about this trailer is because every single other thing that you have in this trailer, aside from just that one moment with the Joker and that one moment with Amanda Waller in the beginning, is nothing but Killer Croc going. It's nothing but Deadshot going. It's nothing but Captain Boomerang going. So yeah, how am I supposed to have an opinion about all that? Like I said, this was just meant for the people at Comic-Con. Just those people who just really wanted to see somebody dressed as Killer Croc and could then go, oh my god, it's Killer Croc. And I'm glad that they got that. But as far as my opinion about this movie goes, I will wait until they release the trailer that is meant for us, the entire worldwide audience. And I guarantee you I will have a very different opinion about that one that comes out. And I know that I'm kind of alone on this because, like I said, everybody else has been going nuts for this, but let's be honest, the majority of the people who've been going nuts for this trailer would have been going nuts for anything in this trailer because it had the Joker and Harley Quinn in it. You could have had the Joker in this trailer just be eating a bowl of cereal, and you still would have seen people lose their collective fudge. Hey, Bats. Shut up. Oh my god, did you see the Joker eating that bowl of cereal? It's everything I ever wanted in life. Okay, I didn't think I was gonna make it through that, but I'm doing okay so far. Luckily, I am out of the forest. There is no more controversial statements on this video. Oh god. Yes, the Deadpool trailer was also revealed at Comic-Con, and it was not officially put out there, but I have my ways. Actually, anyone with Facebook or YouTube have their ways, so yeah, it's not that special. But I have now seen the Deadpool trailer, and this is another one that everybody was losing their minds over, and I just thought was okay-ish. Maybe a little under okay. Now, I understand that everybody out there is excited that Deadpool is getting an R-rated movie. I, too, am excited that studios are finally realizing not all comic book movies should be PG-13, that some characters are suited for that R rating, and I'm glad to see studios embracing that. However, I have a fear about this movie, and this trailer kind of enforced that. My fear is that they're going to be very lazy with the humor in this. I've mentioned several times that humor is hard, humor takes work, and there are a lot of people out there who think that humor is just putting in a dirty word. Humor is just saying something very sexual or gross or very graphic, and when I watched this R-rated trailer, it made me go, I think the Deadpool guys think that's what humor is. I've said numerous times, Deadpool is a great character, but he is one of those characters who everyone thinks they can write, and only that many people can. Now, don't get me wrong, I have no problem with Deadpool making dirty, graphic jokes. I don't. However, all jokes require setup, requires timing, and this was just him saying, I'm gonna touch myself tonight. Or it's him just, you know, basically making a poop joke, making a comment about poop, making a comment about sex, just saying. And that's not humor to me. That's just throwing out their dirty stuff because you can. And I'm really afraid that that's what the majority of this movie is going to be. Now, don't get me wrong. There were indeed moments where I laughed at this. The moment with him and Weasel there, where they're just making jokes back and forth about what his face looks like, that's good, because they were actually being clever. They weren't just saying, your face looks like your face looks like your face looks like an even larger pile of No, the line about, your face looks like if an avocado an even older avocado, which I think that was the line, it's been a while since I've seen it, but it was something like that. That was really funny to me. I really dug that. That was actually really clever, and I enjoyed that. So I want to see far more of that, far less of all the other jokes that I saw in this thing. Now, aside from the humor, the suit looks good, the action looks good, the origin. I did not think they were even going to touch the origin. I think it is really cool that they are doing that, and the origin looks like it's going to be good. And Colossus looks like he's going to be good too, which is great, because Colossus needs to be in at least one X-Men film. I understand he's been in a couple, but in all of them, he's just punched things. I seriously think he's only had maybe like 2 lines in all the X-Men films. He needs to be in one where he actually has dialogue. Granted, we didn't see any dialogue in this trailer, so that actually has me nervous again. I'm gonna take Colossus off the positive pile for now. So yeah, I know I'm gonna get hate for this, but out of all the trailers that were shown at Comic-Con, the Deadpool one is the one that I was least impressed with. It really was. However, that's not saying that all of the X-Men trailers were bad, because we also finally got our first trailer for X-Men Apocalypse, and I dug it. I did. I really dug it. Now yes, we've all heard people complaining about the way that Apocalypse looks. Yes, in the still images, Apocalypse looks kind of goofy. He does look like a Power Ranger villain. However, in this trailer, I actually kind of dug him. I actually kind of enjoyed seeing him walk around. Granted, a lot of that could have been helped by the tone that they were setting up, because this is a very deep and serious tone that they are saying in this film. So when I saw him dressed like that, my mind was already in deep and serious mode. So I think that when we see him in the movie, that's going to help. I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. But beyond Apocalypse, I think everyone else looks good. I really dig seeing Mohawk Storm in there. She looks awesome. They're giving Magneto a new outfit. He looks cool. Psylocke has her exact costume from the comics, which is, it's weird, isn't it? Someone else told me that's weird, because every single other X-Men, they have been like, no, the costumes from the comics are stupid. Wolverine's yellow spandex are stupid. Cyclops' blue spandex are stupid. Magneto's big red and purple outfit is stupid. We're not gonna have any of those, they're all stupid. Psylocke with the little like booty hanging out purple leotard thing, yeah, squeeze her into that. Get her in that immediately. Seriously, out of all the costumes in the X-Men universe, the number one, no one would ever actually wear this in public costume is the one they're like, we have to get this exactly right. So yes, just moving away from the costumes, as I mentioned, we got to see Storm, Magneto, Psylocke. We also got to see Archangel, and we do see all of them standing around Apocalypse, which does basically confirm they're going to be the Four Horsemen, which, that's a pretty mighty team. That actually sounds pretty cool. I do want to see what that team is going to be like, and I find Apocalypse's powers to be interesting in this, because Apocalypse's powers have always been basically whatever Apocalypse's powers need to be in that moment. They always said that it was like molecular control of his body, which basically meant he could give himself any power he needed. But he also had like cosmic space gods give him other powers and big machines that could do whatever else he needed them to do. But in this movie, it doesn't look like they're going to do that, but it does look like what they're going to do is that his mutant power is the ability to control other mutants, which is really interesting, because how the heck are the X-Men going to fight a dude who can just control them? That's pretty cool. And it's not just like basic telepathy, it looks like. It looks like he really gets into their soul with his powers, because there's a moment where Magneto is running around and he sees people off in the distance, and they are definitely dressed like Nazis. So he is definitely doing something to him other than just mind control. He's like reaching into the dark recesses of his mind and just bringing that forward. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I definitely want to see how he converts I definitely want to see how he is going to convert these guys to being his horsemen. That's gonna be awesome. And in the trailer, we also get to see young Jean Grey, we get to see young Cyclops, we get to see Professor X shaving his head. We don't get to see Wolverine, which is weird. But let's be honest, we don't care about any of that. We don't care about any of that stuff. We are here for Apocalypse, and I'm hyped. I am absolutely hyped. This trailer got me excited for this because they set up the tone perfectly. The tone they set up for this, it feels like the biggest threat that the X-Men have ever gone up against. Like, I love that so often, as I mentioned, like with the costumes, they try and go, well, that's too goofy. We can't have that in the movie. But in this, they are embracing a lot of Apocalypse's origin, like the fact that he is the first mutant. They specifically say that. He is the oldest mutant. And that combined with like when Xavier has Cerebro on, he's like, I've never felt power like this before, which is kind of a goofy line. That is kind of a Power Ranger-y line right there. But still, going along with the tone that this trailer is setting up, man, it has me excited. It really does. This feels like an epic thing. This feels like the biggest threat that the X-Men have ever gone up against. And Fox, I know you don't want to hear this. I know you want to hold on to this forever. This has to be your last X-Men film. Don't get me wrong. You can still make a Storm movie, you can make a Magneto movie, you can make a Cyclops movie. Wolverine's done though, he's out. But you can make a Jean Grey movie, you can go on other teams, you can make X-Factor, X-Force, you can make all those guys. This has to be the last X-Men movie. This is it. Because this feels like as big as you're gonna get. So you gotta go out on top. And if you do that, man, I'm gonna give you so much credit. I will give you so much credit if at the end of this movie you're like, that was it folks. That's it. We beat Apocalypse. Day is saved forever. Never come back. Bye, everyone. I mean, seriously, where else are you going to take this franchise after this? You've done Magneto, you've done the Brotherhood, you've done the Sentinels, you've done Days of Future Past, you've done the Dark Phoenix saga, you've done everything. What are you going to do? Have them fight the Brood? Nobody wants to see Wolverine just slashing up giant space bugs. Hell, Wolverine doesn't want to see that. Mr. Sinister is like the only thing that you have left. And after Apocalypse, you can't just go to Mr. Sinister. Trust me, save Mr. Sinister for an X-Force movie and have the X-Men bow out after this. This is your last X-Men film. 20 years down the road, you can reboot it. But for now, this is it. Then again, when I actually see the movie, I could walk out of there going, oh my god, there's so many things that they could do with this franchise now. So, who knows? I certainly don't. I'm just some idiot gibbering on the internet. But you guys, you're the guys watching me, and I want to hear from you. That was a weird segue into the question part of the show. But anyway, I want to know from you guys, what did you think of each of these trailers? Which one was your favorite? Which one was your least favorite? Leave that in the comments down below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also follow me on Twitter and Tumblr. I do lots of fun, geeky stuff on this channel all the time, so I hope that you guys stick around. And if you want to see more from me, here's a couple of other videos that you can watch right here. So I don't know what they're going to be. I'll just put up something random at the end of this. No professionalism at all. Alright, thanks everybody. Good night.